to worry about.
Myths and anecdotal evidence about alien spacecraft and classified secrets have surrounded the patch of Nevada land known as Area 51 for decades, becoming a staple of pop culture and sci-fi campfire stories. Dispensing with most of the elements generally associated with the location, Blacksite Area 51 seeks to modernize the myth. Will it launch a new wave of speculation, or is it a close encounter of the worst kind?
Holy shit! You guys see that? That is one huge worm!
3 years ago, during the invasion of Iraq, your squad uncovered an underground facility full of mutated humans and other monstrosities, and now you're waging war against them in the Nevada desert. Government deceit and human experimentation are the cogs that keep this machine running, with the aid of politically loaded titles like Homeland Security and Stay the Course.
You want me to go against the chain of command? To violate a strategic initiative put forth by the Secretary of Defense himself?
While the game is busy making skeptics of U.S. leadership, it only briefly brushes over how the experiments began and fails to give satisfying explanations for the origins of the mutated creatures and their relation to the military. A lot of the story is told through in-game dialogue that can be difficult to understand when the shrapnel is flying.
Amazing! The spores are spreading and adapting
Erase them!
more rapidly than I expected.
The story simply takes itself far too seriously without providing satisfactory explanation. There's also no tongue-in-cheek here, which would have helped.
Blah, 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 wah, wah, wah. Yeah, whatever. Just give me a gun, man.
Blackside features the standard shooting fare in its single-player campaign and a handful of multiplayer modes. The campaign takes place across 6 episodes with multiple scenarios in each. While most of the gameplay is composed of urban shootouts, the game also mixes in driving missions, a bit of on-rails action, and some colossal boss battles. In all, players can expect to blast through the game in about 10 hours. Completists can search levels to find hidden dossiers with enemy descriptions and extra plot details, but the work outstrips the reward. Multiplayer contributions include standard deathmatch modes, Capture the Flag, and Abduction, which splits players into teams of humans and mutant reborn soldiers. Games of Abduction begin with only one reborn player, but every human killed switches sides. It's an interesting twist, but it's irrelevant when there's no one else to play with. Gameplay in Blackside feels outdated thanks to its half-hearted attempt to implement cover and squad mechanics. You're frequently encouraged to take shelter behind objects, and cover can often be destroyed, but there's no true cover system in the game, only the ability to crouch. Likewise, you can direct your squad to attack a specific enemy or open a door, but there are no deeper choices to make. Speaking of your teammates, they're stupid enough to get run over by a runaway trailer, yet they never truly die. They simply get knocked out for a minute and get back up again good as new. Also, driving missions can become quite frustrating as your gunner lacks the intelligence to knock projectiles out of the sky. You'd expect to pick up a wide range of crazy alien weapons, but Blacksite's selection is pretty slim. Most guns are standard fare like pistols, rocket launchers, and shotguns. The plasma rifle is the only true interesting weapon of the bunch, with shots that pass through multiple enemies and create explosive bursts of energy. But even this toy is too slow to be much use in multiplayer, leaving you with the basic assault rifle as your most reliable choice. It's not very often that a game's sloppy presentation ruins the overall tone as severely as Blacksite. Around every corner is another glaring flaw, glitch, or inconsistency, quickly turning the game into a freak show. Bodies fall through the ground, weapons disappear or float in the air, shadows are often a pixelated mess, and we've even come across 2 door textures pasted into the same physical space. You can blow up parked cars or blast through barricades, but you can't shoot out a light bulb. Gameplay frequently freezes when loading, and the frame rate chugs when there's a lot of heavy action. Running on the Unreal Engine, the graphics probably wouldn't look too bad if everything was perfectly ironed out, but there's so many constant little problems that spotting them becomes a form of comic relief. The game simply is not finished. Blacksite Area 51 features a handful of fun moments blasting giant aliens, but there's too much time spent in forgettable shootouts, the story fails to engage, and it's so riddled with bugs that not even the Orkin Man can feel safe purchasing it. It's a shame too. we can see that there are the makings of something special underneath it all. It just wasn't given enough time in the cooker.
Blah, 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 wah, wah,